Hi, welcome to VHS Action Rewind. I'm Colin and I collect...
You're good. Keep going.
I collect action movies on VHS.
I'm Caitlyn, his wife, and I watch action movies against my will, with him.
I give her little carrots if she watches an action movie. That's all.
And
she gets to
I
eat.
love carrots, so it is a great reward. We're back, baby. And you know what? We're back.
We're back.
We're back. And that's all I have to say. We would be back more if this was our main source of income. But nobody will like and subscribe or comment.
Yeah, we got
That's on
zero
you guys.
views. 0 views on Angel of Fury.
And my little heart is broken, and it has totally killed the mood. So please, someone, go to YouTube and give us a view, okay?
Yeah. It doesn't even say 0, it just says no views.
And that's
which is really embarrassing.
fucking humiliating, you piece of shit. We're not doing this for fun. We're doing this for fame, baby. Okay, so this time, I thought we were going to watch Outlander. And it turns out we watched...
Highlander!
Princes of the universe. There can be only one.
I always thought Outlander and Highlander were the same thing, called Outlander.
It's part of the Lander series.
It's part of the Lander series. I was very confused. Cullen has told me multiple times what Highlander's about. I black out whenever he tries to tell me what movies are about. And so I had no idea. I knew that Sean Connery was in it.
And that's why we picked it, because he died recently.
Yeah. Yeah, like a month ago. And we're just now filming this.
Because it's a lot of work
It's a
to
lot.
put the tape in and press play and then do this. It's hard. And probably by the time this comes
hard
up, it's going to be like a year.
Yeah.
This will come up in 2021.
Yeah.
Go watch Angel of Fury on YouTube, our review.
Yeah, you fucking piece of shit. Why are you doing this to us? You're ruining our lives. It's so upsetting. Anyways, let's get to the review.
Yeah, so Highlander was released in 1986, and it stars Sean Connery, Christopher Lambert, and Clancy Brown. It takes place in both, 1500s Scotland and 1980s New York City, and is about a group of immortals that have to kill each other. Why? They didn't explain it, but they don't need to, because it's still awesome. And if they cut off each other's heads, that's the only way they can kill another immortal, and then they gain all of their knowledge and powers. And the last guy gets it all.
No. This was bad. It was bad. It was a bad movie. It was a really bad movie. And I did have fun watching it, but it was very bad. Listen, I try and go into these movies, I really do, with an open mind and say, Caitlyn, there's a lot of nerds out there that love these movies. You have like 3 people that watch your videos, and they're fucking big nerds, just like your big nerd husband, and they like these, so try not to shit all over them all the time. Try and find like little aspects you like. I laughed out loud so many times during this movie because it's so stupid. It seemed like it was written by a 12-year-old. Queen did the soundtrack. That was good.
The music is great in the movie.
Didn't Queen do
Flash.
Flash?
Yeah.
Which was so much better. A much better soundtrack. It was a much better soundtrack.
I agree, but I love the soundtrack. I've probably seen Highlander like 500 times.
Yeah, and I asked him several times, are you embarrassed of this right now? Are you embarrassed watching this with me? You know, whenever you think a movie is good and then you show your partner or like friends or something and it turns out that it's not good and you feel fucking humiliated? That's how I thought Cullen was going to feel because it's so fucking stupid.
Listen, this movie is stupid. It's ridiculous. It's over the top. That's why I love it. I didn't feel embarrassment. I just felt sadness that you have no soul and you can't enjoy silly things.
Since it's a classic, I thought it was going to be like Predator, where I was like, damn. Like, it holds up. Even if it doesn't hold up, like, it's good for an 80s movie, 80s action movie. This was... starts off the most uncomfortable scene I've ever experienced, which is, like, these wrestlers, like Ric Flair-esque wrestlers, and they're coming out, and there's, like, a bunch of shots, and this little girl...
Yeah, this shot has haunted me since I was a small child, where the main wrestler man starts like taking off his robe in a very sexual way, and then it has a quick cut to a little girl in the audience who like touches her tongue to her lip in a weird way, and it's disturbing,
It's
and I
really...
don't understand why they picked a little girl reaction shot.
If you would have seen an adult do that, like if an adult was in the place of the little girl, you would be like, oh, they're horny for this wrestler, obviously. That's what they're getting at. Ugh, I was like, what the fuck? Who is the main guy? What's his name?
Christopher Lambert.
Christopher Lambert is a wet fart. He's a big wet fart. Everyone's having fun at this match, and he's just sitting there like... thinking about the olden days. And so I asked Cullen, is this movie about time traveling? And Cullen told me, no, it's not about time traveling. And so then I was pissed off.
And then there's an epic sword fight in a fucking parking garage.
Oh, I forgot about it.
And a guy gets his head cut off, and we're like, what the fuck is going on in this crazy-ass movie? And then all of a sudden the camera pans up, and they're in 1500 Scotland.
So I was like, okay, so this is about time traveling, and you fucking lied to me. You dumb bitch. Russell, is that his name?
Russell Nash.
Yeah.
That's what we think his name is.
Yeah, well, McLeod.
Yeah, when it goes back to the 1500s, we find out that he was actually born in the Scottish Highlands. That's why he's called the Highlander.
Oh.
And his name is Connor MacLeod of the Clan MacLeod. And they go into battle, and he dies. And the next morning, he comes back to life, and they're like, "You're the devil!" So they cast him out of the clan.
Even his lady. And let me tell you, there is some overacting in this movie from all parties, from everyone involved. And this lady is like so thirsty for him, and then his friends are making terrible jokes. I was just like, ugh. And they go into battle, and who do I spy with my little eye? Mr. Krabs. What's the actor's name?
Clancy Brown.
Clancy Brown, aka Mr. Krabs, is in the coolest outfit I've ever seen, looking like a smoke show. I was like, okay, I can sit through this movie. Spoiler alert, that was the last time he looked hot. As far as overacting goes, he did that the most.
Yeah.
He was the most enthusiastic about overacting in this movie. So,
but he's the Kurgan, and the Kurgan's just wild and crazy and just over the top. And that's just what he's like, you know.
According to who? Is there a book? Or
the script? The book of the film, the script. But Christopher Lambert, he's got to figure out, who am I? Why didn't I die? And then lo and behold, Sean Connery shows up. And his name is... Ramirez. That's what it was.
And I'm at your service.
So, okay. They had a Scottish man, a Scottish actor, playing a role as a person in Scotland, in old-timey Scotland. But he is Spanish and also Egyptian.
Yeah, he was born over 2,000 years ago in ancient Egypt. And at that current point of history, he was living in Spain under a Spanish name.
Yeah.
With a Scottish accent.
And that's the thing, they didn't give him a Spanish accent.
Yeah. And he's talking to a guy with a very strange French accent who's playing a Scottish person. So that's a little confusing in that regard. I'll give you that.
In that regard. It's not like the whole movie doesn't make any sense at all. Also, I just want to say that whoever did costume design of this wasn't good. Aesthetically, the movie is not good. And
I disagree.
Sean Connery, I feel like the costume designer was like, I've got something it's gonna blow the fucking roof off of this fucking movie. And she was like, Jill, go to Hobby Lobby and get me those cheap peacock feathers. Bring them back to set, and I'm gonna glue them all over Mr. Connery. How about that? It looks fucking terrible. It looks so stupid. He's just got peacock feathers all over him.
And he looks great. I think he looks beautiful.
Okay.
Christopher Lambert and Clancy Brown are now in 1980s New York City, and there's a thing called the Gathering, where all of the immortals kind of can feel each other, which is called, I think, the Quickening. I think that's what that means. And they all come to the same place for the game, which is where they try to cut each other's heads off for the prize, which is all of the knowledge and power of the world, or something like that.
There can be only one.
You did breeze past Sean Connery getting killed in that scene. They're in like a old stone shack, I guess. I don't know.
They're in a castle.
They're in a castle made of stones. They're in a castle shack.
And they keep...
It's
So
like a
they're
radio
like doing
shack.
Yeah.
For the medieval times.
It's a Radio Shack inside of medieval times. But they're doing the classic like sword fight up a flight of stairs, and as they're hitting their swords up against the rock,
The styrofoam rock.
it just starts exploding
It
for
just,
no reason.
yeah, what did you call it?
It looks like a stunt spectacular at a theme park.
I couldn't believe my eyes that they made this. It was, everything felt gratuitous. Is that the word I mean?
Yeah.
Am I using that
I
right?
think so. And,
Okay.
I would agree that everything is gratuitous in this movie, but that's why I like it so much.
Okay. And I don't want to take that from you.
And you won't. And there's a love interest who is a Amy Adams lookalike, who is both a New York City forensics person.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's called. And but also she wrote a book on sword history, I think. You know, that works out. Works
Yeah.
out that she happens to be there.
This is a new section called Did Caitlyn Like the Sex Scenes? And the answer is no, I didn't. The Scottish MacLeod, back when he was in Scotland with his girlfriend, his little girlfriend, Big Titty Heather, he's with her. They are acting so horny around each other, it disgusted me. I don't like public horniness. I don't like people just being horny willy-nilly. There's a time and a place for that. And that's when you're married, in your bedroom,
With
under
God.
the covers with God. I just didn't like it because I don't think he's sexy enough to be horny. So you see like some big titties coming out, and that was nice. That was nice. They were like good, big, soft titties. What? Don't act ashamed of me. And I didn't like the way that he was acting one bit. So
What
when
are
I
your
said
intentions
that,
with those big soft titties, Christopher Lambert?
yeah, are you gonna marry those big soft titties? I hope so.
He did stay with those big soft titties.
Till she
until
was
they
a
were- until they
big
were
saggy titties. So when this was happening, and I was like, ugh, like obviously upset, Colin goes, well, if you don't like that sex scene, get ready, because the longest, grossest sex scene you'll ever see is gonna come up. And I was like, no. I was so frightened. So that brings us to the second sex scene.
Christopher Lambert reveals his immortality to the sword expert lady.
He stabs himself, and she, I guess, gets horny.
Yeah.
It works like a charm. The panties drop. Everything's silhouetted. It was like a little bit of her titties and a lot of his butt and like his legs spread with
big
his
soft
butt.
butt.
His big soft butt. And I give him credit for this. He was all over. He was like legs spread. Like he really gave it his all. He went method for this. I imagine him coming in and being like, listen, hi, nice to meet you. We've got a sex scene in this movie. We've got a sex scene in this movie, and I really want to make it realistic. And she's like, yeah, we're actors. You're right. We have to make it realistic. You know, no funny business. We have to commit and be adults about this. And he was like, now let me suck on them titties. Like,
That
you
is
can
a
tell.
perfect Christopher Lambert impersonation, by the way. Do we still want to do hot or not on these?
Yes, why would we not do hot or not? They're the best part. That's what the fans, every day the fans are writing to me. Caitlyn, the hot or not section was so good.
Especially on that Angel of Fury review. We got so much fan mail on that one. So, Connor McLeod, Christopher Lambert.
Okay, I've been waiting to say this. At the beginning, when he first started off, I was like... And then before they went to Scotland and showed how fucking stupid he looked in like his Scottish attire and his wig, I thought Christopher Lambert does a good, like, broody character, but not embarrassing like Chuck Norris. And then as the movie went on, he started just to seem creepy, and not in a fun way. He was a perfect mix of Hannibal Lecter and Patrick Bateman. Yeah, I would say not.
Okay, Sean Connery.
Hot. Yeah,
Sean Connery looks
hot.
good.
He looks really
He looks
good.
good.
I feel like this is his prime.
Clancy Brown, the Kurgan.
Like I said, when it first showed him, I was like, damn. Mr. Krabs has never looked better.
Yeah, and his, like...
He looked... That outfit that they had him in...
With the, like, skull helmet. It was cool. It's cool.
As the movie went on and he was unhinged, I was like, I think I'm going to go with when I first saw him. Yeah. And he was very hot, so I'm going to stick with hot.
Do we want to do Amy Adams?
Boring. Not. Yeah, I'd say not.
I think she's a babe.
Okay, I'm sure you do. You love gingers. So...
Especially when I saw that titty get sucked, I was like, damn!
Now are we getting into ratings?
Yeah. If I were going how I felt about this movie when I was a kid, and when I watched it probably once a goddamn week for years, I would give it a 10 out of 10. Watching it now, I can't in good faith give it a 10 out of 10. But I still love this movie. I watch this movie at least once or twice a year.
I thought you were going to say week. Like when I go to bed, you're like, I gotta put on Highlander.
Yeah, once or twice a year, that literally happened. So I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10.
I'm going to say, I know a lot of people aren't going to agree with me, a 5 out of 10.
Okay, that's a lot better than I thought you were going to give it.
Okay, I enjoyed watching it, like I said. It made me laugh out loud several times. I don't like a lot about it, though. I especially don't like the casting. Mostly just the main guy, Christopher Lambert. At the beginning, he was fine, and then he just got so creepy.
Would be so much better if Sean Connery was the Highlander, and he was the main character.
Yeah.
He's so much more charismatic.
But it was a fun time watching it with you.
Well, I had fun watching it with you.
Thank you so much.
Oh.
Did I ruin it for you?
Oh, absolutely not. I'll probably watch it again in a couple weeks. Should we sign off like we always do?
Yes.
Hi, friends. We hope you make sure to wear some clean underwear because your butthole can get crusty. So don't get your head cut off